Greetings, family. Sister Ajali. I'm far more angry than I'm portraying in my greeting because devil's gone lie. It is what it is. But I get sick and tired of him so boldly lying, so that you really have to be fully educated to discern the just despicable outcome of his lies. And if you are not informed, you could get caught out there. And I'm gonna just because I could go so far with that whole conversation, but I'm just gonna focus it so this could be short on this article right here. From fish oil to garlic and turmeric, the six supplements. This is just talking about six. And the language is so codified that you don't realize they just mean literally. These six right here, I'm going to break it down too. But let me finish the headline. The six supplements that don't actually improve heart health, according to myth-busting study. Researchers saw no cholesterol lowering benefits of six. That figure there, that figure. Dietary supplements. Prescription statin drugs were shown to be, see, this is from this pharmaceutical dudes, all right? Were shown to effectively lower bad cholesterol. They didn't say if they were better. They just said it was shown to effectively lower bad cholesterol. First off, they're so pivoted on cholesterol as a symptom of what the person who has a heart condition is eating. They don't go over, well, what are you eating? Because no matter what you take, it's not going to be beneficial if you're trying to put a dress on a pig. If you're trying to, get surgery so that you could prove you're a real woman. When I don't have to get any surgery, and any woman who was born that way doesn't have to get any surgery whatsoever. You can only be a woman if you were born to be a woman. Now, that said, researchers, let me read the last highlighted headline. Researchers urged Americans to focus their energy on exercising regularly. Exercise ain't gonna cut it. Once again, that's putting a dress on the pig. Because I exercise consistently. I'm just amazed at how much energy and how much, I don't know what being old feels like, because I feel just as good. I feel better than I did when I was in my 20s. I know I could have ran circles around me. At 25 years old, I would have left myself in the dust. But that said, I know that when it comes to exercising, if that's all you're doing, it's never enough. All my life of exercising, I've been exercising regularly since I was about 35. I've seen people get up, go to the gym, put in all that strenuous grunting, and have no effect whatsoever, even if they're dedicated, because the core of your health is what you're eating. It's your food, as our revered ancestor Imhotep said. Okay? Let food be your medicine. Let your medicine be your food. Now, I didn't hear anything about the exercise. Exercise is really good. Back in those days, everybody had to move. You couldn't be sitting still and expect life to happen. But it is a more precise type of targeted improvement to your health, but it's no replacement for a excellent diet. If you're eating terribly, all the exercise in the world is not going to solve the problem. Same thing with these statin drugs, which are actually toxic on the long haul to your bodily systems. Right? Let's go over this. Scientifically proven and hidden dangers of statin drugs. You got to look for this stuff because they put all of the usual paid off operative platforms up first and foremost. Google is controlled, okay? And so to discuss one of the biggest medical scams in history, look no further than the dangers of statin drugs. The pharmaceutical industry pulled a fast one, and their profits are proof. How did they accomplish such a feat? Outright lying and bending the few facts to fit their narrative. Questionable statistics, scientific studies, and very shaky evidence. That's how they conduct all of these different tests on their medicines. The pharmaceutical company are the ones who get to decide, oh yeah, that worked, that didn't work, when they're all about the profit. Here's an article from PubMed Central, which is a respected health website. Fraud and misconduct in clinical research, a concern. They're respected, but they still do the same thing all these yellow rags do. I mean, the newspaper websites, where they make the headline real tame because they figure most people are just going to read the headline. And then the very next sentence undermines the calmness of the headline completely. Fraud and misconduct in clinical research is widespread. Good clinical practice is a guideline adopted internationally as standard operating procedure for conduct of clinical research. Despite these guidelines being available, well, when you got the pharmaceutical companies conducting the clinical trials, it's never going to go against their profit margins, is it? At this point, we all know that. And so endless money poured into marketing that created false demand. The objective was to create a specific worldview that if you're over the age of 50, I'm less than half a year off from 60, or about half a year off from 60. Feel fantastic? I'm just telling you, okay? You require statin drugs to live. The counter objective was to paint any doctor who didn't prescribe these drugs as negligent to his or her patients. It worked like a charm. Now I'm going to skip over all of the monetary information. I want to get right to the actual reasons. Do statin drugs lower cholesterol safely? First, it would only matter if there were no statin drug dangers separate from lowering cholesterol, the drug's purpose. This isn't the case. The severe and life-threatening side effects of statin drugs are well documented after countless independent studies. They do extensive damage to the human body. This is critical. While some studies have shown slight reductions in heart events with the introduction of statins, there has been countering evidence to show higher risk of death from other causes. When you net out the opposing results, you discover there was no real change when statin was prescribed to millions of patients. In other words, they did nothing. Patients weren't healthier on statins, and they didn't live any longer than patients who didn't take statins. And once again, here you go. Is cholesterol the true culprit in heart disease? Second, it would depend on cholesterol being bad. I've explained it myself. Your body, from eating these dangerous foods, the toxins and the table salt, which has glass in it, they rip apart your blood vessels. And the cholesterol is what your body uses as Band-Aids inside to make sure that you don't have giant bleed outs. But the problem is that it builds up like any scar tissue, and that winds up narrowing the radius, the diameter of your blood vessels to get blood throughout your body. And it can lead to a blockage where you have these platelets, especially going to have a lot of sticky white platelets that will get stuck all up in there, all right? And so cholesterol has never, not once, been conclusively proven as the cause of heart disease. Those who have higher cholesterol numbers could be getting a warning that something else is happening inside their bodies that needs to be addressed. So let's go to this very fuzzy picture, the individual products they got on up in here. I don't even really need to talk in depth about each one, but I oh my goodness, I use a lot of supplements. And I can tell the difference in my health. And I have had verification through my mom, and God rest her soul. Ashe, Mom. Through her own blood work, because I don't go to any doctors because I don't need to. But with her, when she had a lifetime of not believing the might of good health and all the things that you could do to maintain that. And so she, like most people, went into a decline. Initially, when she moved in with us here, she had what they diagnosed as the first stages of senile dementia. And I said, oh, no. That's not the case. And also here, she was eating a vegan diet, which she did so willingly. But I was ignorant in my own veganism, so I didn't know you have to have B12. You have to get a B12 supplement, and it's not coming from any other source in a significant amount except for meat products. But I ain't eating no daggone meat products because there are other things that go along with that. And so I got all of us a B12 supplement. Ordinarily, in a natural, ancient culture that would have been primarily vegetarian or vegan, you would have gotten your B12 through your water because the water wouldn't have been chlorinated to kill all the life forms that were in there. And you would have grown up in the area and you would have gotten your water from an active source, not from a stagnant pool. And thereby that would be the way that you would supplement your diet with all the necessary B complex vitamins, iron, all the sorts of things, folic acid, that you're hard pressed to get it through just vegetation. Now, that said, when I gave my mom just a supplement, and it wasn't actually even one of the best ones. Later on, I learned how to get the better ones. Her senile dementia miraculously disappeared. It disappeared altogether. She was cognizant again fully off of a supplement. But that's the problem with this crap that they're showing in this article. The 6 supplements, they mean these individual companies. They don't mean good companies. And it's Solaray, wonderful company. Now, which I get a lot of my products from. And then there are others. You call up and you ask them, what are your protocols? What is your business model? What's your mission statement? Because you have a right. You're taking their product into your bate. This stuff is crap. Whenever they do these studies on the supplements, they always pick lousy, obscure brands. And then they tear them apart, just like said in the article, for the benefit of the pharmaceutical companies. So garlic, oh my goodness, garlic is amazing. But I would say not from this crap. Not from this crap. This would be so dead, especially in a caplet. Oh, forget it. That is so dead. And they also had turmeric curcumin. And not from this crap. This one, I looked at the list of ingredients they have up here. And this doesn't even definitively call its own self a turmeric curcumin supplement. It says our formula includes a turmeric extract. That means in the midst of everything else, because these things aren't even organic. So you're also not only, they don't have to list the pesticides that you're going to be ingesting through these supplements. And so for them to say it includes a turmeric extract, that means there's a whole lot of other binders. And they say there's no binders, but there's something in there. There's something that you can't even just put that foremost as your top ingredient. No. And one of the things I found out about taking a turmeric supplement is you're better off just getting a King's Milk recipe, which is a turmeric milk. It's delicious. Because a couple years back, I injured my leg. Oh my goodness, was I in agony. Except for when I was drinking that turmeric milk. Oh my goodness, it works so well. And because my diet is really just not filled with a heavy load of toxins. I know it's got to have some toxins in there because I live on Earth, and they're with the chemtrailing and the radiation, everything's got toxins in it somehow or another, and the soil's been depleted. That's one of the reasons I supplement. But I found that anything I take that's just a supplement, it works. Whoa, right away. So oftentimes when it comes to supplements, they have a small amount of different healing remedies that you can take a lot of. There are certain things you can't take a lot of, like selenium, which is a mineral, a vitamin, that is, for cold sores, I don't get them anymore. And selenium is just so necessary, but you can take way too much selenium really easily. And then you could get selenium in Brazil nuts. I don't eat Brazil nuts so much, so I take a supplement, all right? But turmeric, I mean, don't take a gallon of turmeric, but a tablespoon and over the course of a day in some king's milk, you got pains, they're gone. If you're not putting a dress on a pig, okay? But this stuff right here, I would never recommend that. And bioperine, that's just black pepper, okay? That opens up the cilia of your gut so that it absorbs the turmeric, making it like 250 times more bioavailable than it would ordinarily be. So it's a wonderful thing to do. It works like nobody's business. But I would say, this stuff doesn't work. And when they say that these things are targeted for heart, turmeric is usually used for inflammation and not necessarily heart issues. So once again, they're lumping everything together and just stereotyping all supplements using these 6 brands. And cinnamon is absolutely phenomenal for a diabetic condition. If you got high blood sugar levels, then cinnamon is a wonderful remedy, and it also can help your energy levels overall. The problem is that once again, you're getting infinitesimal percentages in these little pills, and oftentimes in the studies, they'll give people like half a pill or just a minimal amount so that they can once again skew the studies in favor of the pharmaceutical product. Like I put I make enough smoothie to last me like over a month, and it like I fill up 3 carafes worth of all the stuff in there, and I will throw in 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. And I know I don't need the testing, because I remember before I started eating healthy, every now and then I would feel in my chest heart palpitations. I could think about heart palpitations. I don't even feel anything of the sort whatsoever at this point in my life. I'm just saying, this stuff works. And this right here, Nature Made Cholesterol. Oh my goodness. I mean, okay, it's a clever name. But when they have these overall just packages, we're just going to give you a little supplemental soft gel that has everything in it. That means that this is the dregs, the cast-offs, that they just, didn't have quite enough to make the next batch of their purer form. And it does just about nothing. And this is for those people who are stuck on the cholesterol story, and they're not thinking about, that's a pig running around in that tutu. Oh, and I saved this one for last because it's a doozy. Red yeast rice extract. Now, I haven't heard of this one, so I looked it up. The red yeast rice contributes to lower lipid fat levels in the blood, which helps to lower blood sugar levels, lowers stroke risk, since red yeast rice helps to lower cholesterol. It can also, and blah, 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 blah. And I know that it may have these types of benefits. I would definitely say probably not in that company right there. But sometimes some things could have a benefit and a cost on the other side of it. The way that yeast makes breads rise, and you have to proof it at first, is because initially it will take in oxygen, surrounding oxygen, and then after that, it goes into an anaerobic state where it's creating an environment. An anaerobic environment is going to be the perfect place for bacterial pathogen growth. This is one of the things they found when they examined cancer patients. Number one, they don't have any vitamin D in them. Getting that good sunlight, they tend to be people who stay away from the sun. They go to the club. They stay indoors watching TV, eating crap all day long. They do not have the energy to go outside, go to the park, go do some exercise. It's great for you, right? And so they're creating an oxygenless environment. Well, in those tumors, one of the things they found is Candida albicans, a yeast. They're part of the same genus, and so they all operate similarly. There's some yeasts that are more potentially harmful than others, but overall they're all going to work the same. And so here you see overgrowth of yeast in the small intestine interferes with protein digestion and amino acid absorption. In addition, the toxicity of the yeast can cause the body to become allergic to foods it tolerated before. Overproduction of yeast can occur if we inadvertently suppress the amount of healthy bacteria in our digestive tract. We're eating such pH imbalanced foods that is going to happen automatically. You got to be eating an excess of healthy food in order for these yeast-bound products to offer some sort of benefit at the other side of that. So people who would be taking in supplements that they've done no further research on the companies directly would be more likely to fall victim to their lack of knowledge and then be just total, complete, unfair game for these pharmaceutical companies. And here, the second one I'll read too. The effects of too much yeast in the body are numerous and varied. Health issues related to yeast overgrowth range from fungal infections like athlete's foot to difficulty concentrating and fatigue. Okay? And then here, they are always doing studies and adding. We hear this all the time where they're like, oh, last year this was good for you. This year it's not. All right? So new and emerging yeast pathogens. The most common yeast species that act as agents of human disease are Candida albicans, Candida tropicalis, Candida glabrate, and all the rest of them. The incidence of infections by other yeasts has increased during the past decade. So what's going on? They introduced the GMOs, and they didn't ask anybody's permission. Okay? Just like when they drop all those nuclear bombs and all those radioactive fallout clouds would traverse the entire planet, and they said, oh, we got to start chemtrailing so we can keep that heat down or from the radioactivity. They didn't ask anybody for permission. Okay? And finally, this one. Oh my God. I don't mean to laugh. This is just a definite no. And anybody, I don't care how much damn money they have. I don't care how many sheepskin letters after their names. They need to be running around with friggin' loincloth sheepskins on because they just got out the cave. Do not ingest fish products. How can you call yourself a doctor and you don't know that? You haven't done any research. You don't have any friends who've alerted you about Fukushima, right? And you're a company manufacturing these products and you don't give a damn enough to say, no, not the fish oil. Right now, up here at the top, they got amazing Omega Wild Alaskan Salmon Oil soft gels. I wonder where the heck they're getting that Alaskan salmon from, since they've closed down all the fisheries because there's not enough salmon to be caught. They're going the way of the snow crabs and the Dungeness crabs and the king crabs and the starfish too, and all the birds that used to be on the West Coast, and they're gone. Right? You don't notice none of that, and you just going to keep selling your crap. Woo, all types of evil. And once again, this one, if Fukushima were not a problem, the problem with this would be nature made who, what, how much is in there, percentage-wise? Very little. Okay? Woo, I can't believe one time I actually put in happy Black American family, and only fully genuine Black families popped up. That's a beautiful thing, because most of the time these dudes are about the strict gaslighting, and they'll put in a gay couple, or they'll put in, black and white. Like, what? Stop. Or it'll just be a bunch of white people, and they're all wearing black. So there is a way. Do not be daunted, because I used to be daunted. That's what kept me for so long, for the fruit of my best years, succumbing to all kinds of ailments that I didn't have to waste a single half a second on, let alone, I've been out sick for a week now. Oh, I don't know. I should be okay sooner or later. Right? Oh, back in those days, I would have believed all the lying crap that the pharmaceutical and the medical industry is just locking the whole planet down over. Even though they're pretending right now everything's gone back to normal. Ain't it amazing that the same old conditions have suddenly resurfaced? I'm just saying. Okay? They disappeared during the whole big thing, and now they're back again. Wow. Never thought I'd miss the sniffles. I don't suffer from the sniffles. I'm just saying. Happy to see you have them again. All right? And they're calling them what they always were. So, yeah, family. In the end screen, I'm going to put the link to Sister Gwembe's. It was just an astounding, impromptu review of my This Black series. And I know she's right. I don't know what I've written. All I know is I had to present the best work I'm capable of to you, because that's what you warrant. That's what you deserved as amazing people. So based on Sister Gwembe, This Black and This Black Nation will empower you to know we've won definitively. So those are critical in our healing process, no doubt. And then to heal our bodies and put a stop to the devil's lunacy, 100%. Furnace of affliction, healing radiation damage in the human body. Over 10 years of research in that textbook. It's not 550 pages, though the next one I write probably will be, but it's got all you need so that the deluge from Fukushima can be remedied for each and every single one of us. So it doesn't make any sense. If you haven't gotten the book, then that's crazy, because my platform is, I have a hard time saying it, but it's unprecedented, and we need it. I need it because I need you. All right? I didn't make myself. I'm here because you're here. You'll find all these books on 25,000 Year Cycle and Amazon. I love you. Straight Black family pride, and we good. Peace and blessings.